less than 0.1, pretty much the 0 just means that this is us getting ready for some things that you're going to have to know in your assignments coming up in the next few weeks. At this point in our school experience, we've seen all the basic operations such as addition, subtraction. Hold on, let me turn this on real quick. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. It's expected that you know how to do all these operations without a calculator. Because this class is meant to prepare you for upcoming math courses, we will actually take time to practice the non-calculator side and work on our notes. So today we're going to revisit long multiplication. Before doing that, again, let's just look at single-digit facts. We can see the intimidating multiplication table is actually not so bad. The following picture, of course, is a multiplication table. You've seen it a whole bunch of times. And of course, for those of you who don't like memorizing things or who get easily intimidated, you probably quit, and it makes sense because it shows a bunch of numbers that you were asked to memorize, and because it has so many numbers, many students just kind of give in and say, I can't do it, but let's just look closer real quick. So yes, there are 81 numbers in this list. And first off, let's cross out the common sense values. What do I mean by that? We should know what 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 3 is, because it means if you have 1, 1, it's 1. If you have 1, 2, it's 2, and so on. So these numbers here and these numbers here really are not even part. Most of us know how to count by 2 because we do it kind of all the time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, which means that if you have to, you can use your fingers to multiply 2 by anything by simply saying, so 2 times 6 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You just count 6 fingers, counting by 2. And so again, 2s you can learn to do kind of without having to memorize that. And 5s the same way. The same way we did with 2s, there's no need in memorizing the 5s because, again, most of us can count by 5, which means this is the first part of what we really don't need to memorize, and it cuts out a lot of numbers for us to work with. Second, there is a nines trick that you can use. For those of you who don't know the nines, every single value that you multiply that multiplies to make or multiplies by 9 adds up to 9. So what that means is your answer will be 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. Also 9, which is 0, 9. But if you look, 0 plus 9 is 9, 1 plus 8 is 9, 2 plus 7 is 9. Every one of these sums is adding up to 9. So that helps. But there is a trick you can do with your hands. Again, there's no shame in using your hands to count or to do your math stuff. As long as you're practicing, eventually it does kind of stick better. But let's say I wanted to do 4 times 9. If you're multiplying anything times 9, put your hands out in front of you, kind of like I have here, and count your fingers from the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to your fourth finger and put that finger down. In other words, if it's here, you put that finger down this way so it's down. So you take that finger out of play, and what you do is you count how many fingers are on the left side of that, which is 1, 2, 3. Then you count how many fingers on the right side, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice that 4 times 9 is 36. If I were to do 7 times 9, I would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put that finger down. The fingers on the left is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The fingers on the right is 1, 2, 3. So 63 is 7 times 9. So again, it does not matter what you pick. Anything times 9. Turn your hands over, look at your fingers, pick that number. I think let's do 4 times 9. So again, 4 times 9 means go to the 1, 2. I think I already did 4 times 9. That's silly. Let's do 8 times 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put that finger down. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers on this side, 2 fingers on that side. There is your answer, 72. So the nines trick, because of the nines trick, it means that you really don't need to memorize the nines. Again, what I'm trying to do here with this list is get the memorization part down as far as possible, which means that if you practice this nines trick, you can actually take out these numbers from having to memorize them. And then there are the duplicates. And what I mean by the duplicates is 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. Or let's pick one here. 3 times 4, which is 12, is the same as 4 times 3, which is 12, which means I don't need this 12 because that's already there. So I already have 3 times 4, 3 times 4, 3 times 6, 3 times 7, 3 times 8, which means I don't need these because 3 times 6 is already here. I don't need this one. 3 times 7 is already here. I don't need this one. 3 times 8 is already here. I don't need this one. Same thing with my 4s. 4 times 6 is already there, so I don't need this one. 4 times 7 is already there. 4 times 8 is already there, so I don't need that. 5 is crossed out. 6 times 7 already done, so I don't need it. 6 times 8 already there, so I don't need it. Again, 42, 48, we don't need those duplicates. There's no need. You'd be taking up space in your memory for nothing. And 7 times 8, again, already there. So what you have now is a series of numbers, and you don't need to write this because most of the stuff that I'm going to tell you that's important I will show you in some form that's even better. But those are the only numbers that you really need to memorize. And so this is really the only thing that you need to worry about. 3 times 3, 3 times 4, 3 times 6, 3 times 7, 3 times 8, those numbers. And so I think that if you look at it from the perspective of I'm only being asked to memorize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 facts, it's really not that bad. Again, you do have to have the willingness to work, but as long as you are willing to put in some work, you will eventually get used to 3 times 3, 4 times 4, and so on. Again, just put some work in there, but if you honestly participate in the class open activities, you'll naturally learn these facts over time. But again, just feel free to begin working on them in your free time. But for now, let's look at the long multiplication that you'll be asked to do this quarter. And all of your assignments, which will be on the computer, you will have questions that just simply say multiply these numbers, and you will be forced to show the work. So using your calculator is not going to help you. You are going to have to learn the process. So let's look at 4 examples real quick and see what's going on. So 43 times 22 means we set it up this way. And when you do long multiplication, you freeze on the first number and you do 2 times 3, which is 6. Then you do 2 times 4, which is 8. So you ignore the first 2, you do 2 times both of those numbers. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. After you're done with that number, you simply put a 0 down here and then move over to the next number. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. And when you've done those 2 rows, you simply add them up. 6 plus 0 is 6, 8 plus 6 is 14. Again, feel free to use your fingers on that. 8 plus 1 is 9, which means your answer should be 946. And that's all it is. Now on the Math XL, you are going to have to put these numbers in there as well as that. So again, you are going to have to kind of have an idea on what to do, but again, we'll talk about that throughout the week. 32 times 33, same thing. Freeze on the first 3, 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9. I'm done with this 3, so bring down a 0. Now 3 times 2, 6, 3 times 3, 9. Add these 2 rows. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. And there is your answer. All right. So again, it's not anything major. It's just we got to bring that back into our memory because part of the job of this class is to get you used to the work that you're going to have to do next quarter. Let's do this times 12, not 22. I'm tired of doing the same number. So 34 times 12. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. Again, I'm done with the 2. Bring down the 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. Add these 2 columns up. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. And that would be your answer. So again, not bad. And you'll notice that I don't have you doing big numbers of multiplication. I'll talk about that in just a second. But either way, 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2, 8. Once I'm done with the 4, bring down the 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Add those 2 columns up. 4, 9, 2. And that is what 21 times 14 is. Notice again that the multiplication facts were basic level. This is where we will start for a few weeks before stepping up a level. Again, as stated earlier, if you do these problems without assistance, then you'll naturally improve your ability to multiply. Are there options for you to cheat? Sure. But it's not in your best interest if you just go ahead and put the work in. We are literally starting at ground zero. So cheating now is only going to hurt you later. And again, just if you put the work in, I think it'll pay off, especially as we keep making things more difficult. Every week that we go by, things will kind of step up a little bit. Our work with these basic skills will step up also. So just try to get as much as you can out of it. Again, we're here to kind of learn how to do this stuff and make the most out of it. The key point is knowing the process of dealing with a second value by placing a 0. So making sure you remember this part whenever you do it. Use the rest of the day to practice this process on the worksheet I'm about to pass out, or the worksheet that we provide today. We will have a quiz on this at the end of the week, so please take it seriously now. Again, how do I grade your quiz? Well, if you tell me that 34 times 12 is 408 and you don't show me this part, it's wrong. If you don't show me this part, it's wrong. So you need to make sure you show me that portion of your work. I really don't care about the answer. Anybody can take your phone and type it in for the answer. I need to make sure you understand how to get it. And so you will be getting graded mostly on your quiz for whether or not you show this step. So throughout the week, just make sure, or through the days that we're doing this, just make sure you're practicing showing that. And remember, it doesn't matter how poorly you might have performed before this class, you have an excellent opportunity to succeed. The only way to truly fail this course is to simply not try at all. So good luck with everything. And again, let me know if you need assistance.